More about a Rochester man who died from injuries he suffered in a crash on Joseph Avenue yesterday. Family members say Earth.Lois Simpson was 61 years old. His widow was with him and witnessed the crash, and she told Lynette Adams what happened. Lynette, what an emotional ordeal for this family.
That's right, Leah. It has been quite an emotional ordeal, especially for Lois Simpson. Just imagine seeing a car coming towards someone you love and not be able to do anything. Simpson did get a chance to hold her husband for the last time, and she says she doesn't blame anyone.
Within, seemed like seconds, here comes this car cruising down, going all up on the curb.
Lois Simpson is trying to make sense of the last 36 hours of her life. Yesterday, Simpson says she and her husband were moving some items into her daughter's house on Joseph Avenue when he was hit by a car. Simpson was right there when it all happened.
I don't even know if he saw what was happening. It happened so quickly. But I knew that when I seen her hit the car, the back of the van the second time, I just ran around to the side of the car, and there he was lying in the street bleeding from the head.
Simpson says her husband, Earth.Lois Simpson, died at the hospital at midnight. Rochester police have not issued tickets or charges related to the crash and say they are still investigating. Simpson says she's not angry and doesn't blame anyone, but she's lost her best friend and the love of her life for the past 11 years.
Earth.Lois was a phenomenal person. He was caring and funny, and he did everything in his power to keep me happy.
Simpson says her husband lived life fully, loved to watch television, enjoyed going to church, and had a beautiful singing voice. She said he was devoted to his family and friends. Earth.Lois Simpson was a Vietnam veteran and worked at the Veterans Outreach Center as a field coordinator, then later as a counselor. Simpson says this was his passion.
He would be out in the field trying to locate veterans so he could bring them back and get them set up with jobs and housing and stuff like that.
Lois Simpson says her husband beat death 4 times this year. That's the number of times he had been near death in the hospital. Somehow he fought back, but this last time was different.
The Lord knows how much he'd been suffering, and I think it was just his time.
Simpson said she wants her husband to be remembered as someone who was able to turn his life around and become a loving husband and devoted father. She says he struggled at one time in his life with alcohol abuse. She says he was able to get help and change his life.
All right, Lynette Adams, our thoughts are certainly with the family dealing with that loss. Thank you for that report.
Thanks, Lynette.